Hi, my name is Sean Teeter, and I'm the Executive Director of the Dallas Tennis Association.
And I'm Tina Anderson. I'm the new league coordinator for the Dallas Tennis Association. Welcome, captains. We're excited to have you here today, and we are very appreciative of all you do for our league programs. We're going to introduce our updated rules to you to get you ready for the upcoming league season.
And if you have any questions, just reach out to us directly, and we will answer them. And after the video comes out, we'll put together a little FAQ for you guys, and we'll post it in the comments of this video. So let us know what questions you have. Here we go.
Here are your updated rules. All right, so you should have a copy of these now. We also have them posted on the website. I hope you like the new format. So you have a table of contents now, and if you click on any of these linked areas, it will take you to that part of the rules, so you don't have to scroll all the way through each time. So also in our table of contents, we also have links to the National and Texas Section League regulations. You may want to familiarize yourself with those as well. There's also, I believe, a link to Friend at Court, which has all the basic rules of tennis. Request a team, I need this information. Don't just send me an email saying, hey, I want a team, because I will have to email you back and say, hey, great, would you send me the league name, the facility name, your level of play, and your gender, because sometimes I can't tell just by the name. The captain's name, the captain's USTA number, and if you're going to have a co-captain, include their name and USTA number as well. The rest of this is not new, but I will scroll slowly so you can see the new format here. Player requirements, none of this is new. A lot of this is based on national and sectional regulations. When you get down here to we've combined the NTRP information, roster information, and registration information into one area. You can use this link to see the self-rated information if you've got new players that need to self-rate. And again, a lot of these are national and sectional rules that are just incorporated into our local league rules. Now we're coming up on something I want to highlight. So for the fall league, we said that you had to have a 50% roster at the level you are playing. Well, the league committee got together and met, and starting in all leagues post-fall league, that is going to increase to 51%, which basically means that on your roster, you need to have at least one more player playing at level than people playing up. And you will register through TennisLink as usual. This is not really a new rule. It's a section regulation for large cities that your team can only have one player residing outside the 50-mile radius of Dallas. So you need to make sure you don't have any players playing from too far away, because we do have a map now that's going to be on the website as well that will show that 50-mile radius, and it will also list all the cities that are included in the DTA's service area. So check that out online. I don't have that here to show you, but we will have it online for you. And once I have flighted a league, no more player movement. So if players need to change teams, they need to do that early on in the registration process before we start flighting the teams and working on the schedule. And here's something new, Rule 3K. We want the home team to submit to us their match schedules so that in the DTA office, we will have records of when you are scheduling your home matches. This is the times. We schedule the days and dates, you schedule the times, and this DTA home match schedule form is where you will send us the times for all of your home matches. We felt like it would be good for us to have that on file in case there's ever any disputes about when a match time is and the communications and all of that. Now to our player participation primary team declaration. A lot of this is the same as it has been. Want to highlight Rule 4D. This is not a new rule. Okay, this has been in place, but we've had some issues with it recently. So I felt like it was worth highlighting that if you have a player on your team who has qualified for sectionals in another local league, more specifically with us, Fort Worth, because we do have a lot of crossover players. If they have qualified for sectionals on a Fort Worth team, so they've played on a Fort Worth team that's qualified for sectionals, they cannot participate in any postseason play, that whether it be playoffs, our city championships, or any of our special weekend events. Because once they've qualified for sectionals, that's the only team they can go to sectionals on. And this is all the same rule stuff under there. Match formats have not changed. I don't believe we didn't change any of those, right? That's all the same.
All the same.
All right. We did, I believe, add some information here for you as players. When somebody is late to a match, first of all, remember you always default from the bottom up. So if you're in the regular spring summer league where you've got 2 lines of singles, 3 lines of doubles, you either need to default line 3 doubles or line 2 singles first. And if anybody is late, we have put in from friend at court the penalties for being late. So 0 to 5 minutes is loss of toss and a game. 5 to 10 minutes, loss of toss and 2 games. 10 minutes to 15 minutes late, it's loss of toss and 3 games. And if they're over 15 minutes late, it is a line default. You should not start play until all players have arrived. If that late person is on line 1, you may need to move them to line 3, or you just need to wait and start your match, the whole team match, because you can't default line 1. You have to start with line 3 or line 2 in singles.
And these are not new rules. We're just highlighting them and we're changing the formatting to help it stand out a little bit. But this is not new to the rules for this year.
All right, here's a little section about medical timeouts. I do get questions about this. So a player can have 1 3-minute medical timeout for injury, illness, or heat-related conditions. And there's a maximum of 15 minutes if it is a bleeding injury. As always, no cell phones on during a match. You need to have those silenced. And there's no coaching allowed. We have had a couple of issues with that come up lately. You cannot coach in a USTA league match.
But cheering is allowed. People are allowed to cheer for the
Yes.
players. They're allowed to support them, but there is no coaching.
We do want them to cheer,
We definitely want cheering.
but not obnoxious cheering, because you'll see in a little bit, you could get in trouble for that. All right. And if there's ever a dispute on the court, only the players on the court can resolve that dispute. Spectators, the captain, no one else can get involved. Only the players on the court. They have to figure it out on their own. And we do have guidelines here to show you how to resolve those disputes.
And in our experience, most disputes that happen are from a lack of knowledge of the rules. So one of the things we just want to really reinforce is know the rules, know our rules, know friend of court rules. The better you understand them, the less disagreements you will have on court.
All right, this next section is about makeup matches. Sometimes we have weather and you do have to make up a match. These are the guidelines. Those have not changed. And remember, with DTA, it's actual temperature, okay, not a heat index or a wind chill.
Or feels like.
Or feels like, yes, it's the actual temperatures. And we have a new form that we want you to fill out when you have to reschedule a match due to weather or other reasons. We'll talk about those in a minute, I guess. So here is a DTA makeup match form. There is a link to it in the rules. And there's also a link to it in our table of contents at the beginning of the rules. But if you will send that in to us when you have to make up a match, just so we know that has been rescheduled.
This is the second new form we've talked about. We are trying some new things, some new technologies. There may be some hiccups along the way, so be patient with us, but we're looking for a smoother, better experience going forward.
And also a reminder here on Rule 6C. So if they are in any sort of sectional, national playoff, and more than 50% of their roster will be at that advanced playoff, they are eligible for a reschedule, even if the weather's good. So be open to that. It is in our rules and it is allowed. And then 6D just gives me a little bit of power that I can reschedule a match at my discretion at any time.
And you get to pick the location as well?
Yep. All right. When it comes to score changes, I am constantly getting requests to change scorecards. So here's what I need. First, it needs to be within 1 week of when the match was played. If you email me 3 months later and say, hey, this score was wrong or this player's name was wrong, that's beyond a reasonable time. So within a week of the match being played, I need you to send me the score correction. You need to copy the opposing captain on that because I need their approval to change the score as well. Okay, so make sure I get both captains' approvals and it's within a week of the match being played. And the rest of this scoring, you guys know this, none of it has changed.
And whose responsibility is it to make sure the score is going correctly?
The captains, both of you need to do that. And there is that, I think 48-hour period where you can dispute a score. If you dispute a score, you need to email me immediately so that I am aware that a change is coming. Also, you need to be aware none of this has changed other than the order, but forfeits and team defaults. You never want to forfeit a match, have a team default, because there are really bad penalties for that. You will not be able to play in postseason play, and if it happens too often, you won't be able to play leagues for a while. So make sure you read through this. We are using the USTA league suspension points. We will later in the rules here coming up, there's a link to that so you can read through those and see how many suspension points you could get for different violations. Here we go. So the USTA has actually had this point suspension system for a while, but now they have asked local leagues to include it in our local regulations. And so here's a link to the USTA league suspension point system. You can be suspended for not following the local league rules, bad conduct on the court by you, your players, your spectators. So I would suggest clicking on this link, going and checking it out because you want to be aware of the things that could get you suspended from league play. We don't want that to happen. We want everybody to play nice, play fair, have fun because this is a recreational tennis league.
Who assigns the suspension points?
That will be assigned by me, and you can file a grievance if you disagree, and our grievance committee will rule on those. And we do have a link as we go along. So I would read all of rule number 9 because I think all of this is pretty new. Until you get down to the local grievance committee, it still is $50 to file a grievance. We have a grievance form here under Rule 9G. If it's a grievance in regards to NTRP ratings, those do not get filed with the DTA. We do not have anything to do with ratings. All of that goes through the Texas section, and the ratings coordinator is Todd Reed, and we have included his email on here. So if you have NTRP rating issues, you don't even email me, just send it to Todd.
So what all can you file in a grievance report form for?
Okay, you can file it to appeal any sanction points that have been given to you by me. You can file it for egregious misconduct, violation of rules during a match. Those are the two main things. And then you can also file the NTRP grievance with the section. And we also are going to have a complaint form for minor violations of the rules during match play that you can fill out. The league committee can review it, and if they feel like it's worthy of a grievance, we'll escalate that.
So if you file a complaint form, you may never hear from us. It just goes to us. But if you file a grievance report, there will be a hearing about it, and you will get a result of that grievance.
And those complaint forms will keep on file. And if we start seeing a pattern of complaints, then that too could lead to escalating to a grievance. And the last thing in our rules, know the rules. You and your players need to know the rules. They are on our website. We are giving you a copy now. Everyone needs to know the rules. That way we don't have to worry about sanction points because everybody will be on the same page, following the rules and playing nice. So again, if you have questions, you can email me or Sean, and we will answer those as we receive them. Please read the rules thoroughly before sending any questions. And to Lisa.
Okay, so anything that's not in the rules that you want to go over with the players?
Well, I want to remind captains that you are the captain. You are the manager of your team. So it's up to you to make sure your teammates or players know the rules, follow the rules, and also, check in. Make sure that you know whether or not they have played on a team in another local league, that they are no longer qualified to play in Dallas, because it's easier if you know that and you can communicate that to us. That way we can catch things ahead of time instead of after the fact. And also, she's not here today, but we do have a new league assistant. Lisa is going to be in the office during the week when I am teaching high school. So she will be the one you can communicate with minor things like score changes. I may turn over some of the league number requests to her. So her email address is leagueassist@dta.org.
All right, I think that covers everything. We hope you guys have a great season, and if you have anything, we are here for you.
And we are listening. So all your suggestions, I'm making notes.